So the next game we've got, this is going to be our preview for the game we're traveling to. Very excited about it. Vanderbilt versus Missouri in Nashville. College game day was just announced today to be in Nashville for probably the first time. I can't imagine the last time it was in Nashville for a Vanderbilt game. Really exciting. Vanderbilt's ranked number 10 in the country right now. First time they've been top 10 since, like we already talked about, it was like 1947 or something crazy like that. Really pumped about Vanderbilt, what they've got ahead of them. Tough matchup against Missouri. Um, People are starting to talk about Vanderbilt being a playoff contender, which is insane, but their schedule sets up pretty good if they can pull this game off. Missouri needs this win too. They've only got one loss. So if they win this football game, they could make a real statement down the road and be a playoff team as well. So possibly a playoff elimination game, not necessarily. You could probably come out with some scenarios where the loser still makes it, but I think it's probably an elimination game. Right now, I like Vanderbilt to roll. I think that this is a spot where they could slip up and expectations come back down to earth, but I just think they're the better football team. Just like last week, like you were talking about with them and LSU, um, they feel like the better football team than Missouri. After seeing what they did against Auburn, their offense fell flat. They haven't been running the ball the same way the past 2 weeks. I think there's a blueprint out there right now for Vanderbilt to stop the run. They're one of the best run defenses in the country right now. I fully anticipate Vanderbilt to exploit that and make Missouri throw the ball. We're going to see a lot of cover zero from Vanderbilt. Hopefully, they learned a lesson from what Auburn did and fell apart late in that game, not being able to stay man to man with those receivers. I like Diego Pavia to win a huge game here, 37-29.
Vanderbilt's a team that plays a really consistent brand of football. You're going to get a similar performance from Vanderbilt in most every game. And I feel like that performance will be good enough to beat Missouri here at home. This will probably be the best atmosphere in the history of Vanderbilt football. Ton of hype coming into this game, and I trust them to ride that hype to a win here. 31-28, really close competitive game. I do like the matchup for Missouri in some aspects. Like I think they'll be able to run the ball solidly against Vanderbilt, but I think what Missouri can do, Vanderbilt can just do better, and they get the win here.
Yeah, I like the quarterback in this game for Vanderbilt better than I like Bo Pribula. I think Bo Pribula has been a little careless with the football at times, struggling in their losses, or loss singular to Alabama with some interceptions, and near loss to Auburn with two interceptions, no touchdowns. When they nerf the run game, Missouri becomes a different football team. When they play the play action off of those stretch plays, they're a completely different team, and they open up a passing game that is tough to stop. So when they get rolling with the stretch game, they can be really dangerous. So we'll see what they can do offensively against Vanderbilt in Nashville, prime time slot, 2:30, national implications for the playoff here. I think Vanderbilt's got this. They got to win this football game to stay relevant. They've got a tough game against Tennessee late in the season that'll probably be a catalyst for them making the playoff as well. But this will start a huge, huge conversation for Vanderbilt in the SEC being a real competitor. So gonna go ahead and take Vanderbilt here. I know Landon's pretty excited about taking Vanderbilt as well, and we're riding the hype train. We are undefeated in picks that we've made and games that we've been going to. We usually pick the same team. We usually have a pretty strong feel on these.
I think we've only differed on Mercer, UC Davis, and that's the game that didn't finish.
Yeah, that was the only one that didn't have an outcome. So we are currently undefeated in those games. It looked like I think UC Davis was probably going to win that game, but Mercer was on a comeback. So
They had a chance.
who knows what would have happened? We'll never know because it got canceled. But that's probably going to do it for us. Really pumped about this game. I'm glad we got on buying tickets before they announced college game day. We had a pretty good idea that it was going to be there because the matchups this week weren't near as good as they have been, but huge implications. Really pumped about this. Should be an insane atmosphere in Nashville.